Hello, everybody. My name is Eric Parent. I am the CEO here at Next Level, and I'm going to try something new today. I'm going to talk about something while I'm waiting for my lunch to cook, and I'm going to talk about something that has been that I've seen really make a difference in small businesses. That's a little bit adjacent to what we do. We do digital marketing, of course, and digital advertising, and a lot of times when we are managing a new client's advertising, one of the first things that we see, one of the biggest opportunities for things to improve, is on the phone calls. When the client starts getting more phone calls from advertising, we do call tracking and we listen to the phone calls. And one of the reasons we listen to the phone calls is to make sure we're getting good phone calls. But another reason is to find out what's happening when these people call, and are we converting all the leads that we can? And what we find out a lot of times is that there's a lot of areas of opportunity for, we primarily work with home service contractors. We work with some, medical offices, things like that. But most of these people are getting phone calls, and the people that are calling are probably coming from advertising, and they're probably looking for, the client's service. And the ability to close those leads when they come through is super valuable. So when we notice these kinds of trends, we give them like a little bit of a guide of these are some ways that you can improve. That's something that we include in our reporting. And so I thought something that would be kind of interesting to do is to share some of those tips with you. So this is like when you start getting a lot of phone calls, if you're a small business and you want to make sure you're converting those phone calls into revenue, because that can make all the difference if you're trying to grow your revenue. If you're able to maximize more of the leads that you're already paying for, then for the same amount of money you can make more profit. So obviously that's a good thing. Everybody wins. So let's, I made a little presentation here, and I'm excited to share it with you folks. Let me see here if I can figure out how to do this correctly, because this is my first time trying this. So we're going to give her a good old fashioned try. All right, let's see here. Now I'm going to do a share a Rooney. All right. Hopefully you are able to see the screen. Okay, so phone calls, the things we've seen make a real difference in conversion rates. Again, these are the things that I've seen like actually matter to whether or not you close. These are ideally, these are the really tangible things that we can do. So, I forgot about I can do this. I love that. Oh, I love drawing on stuff. Okay. Here we go. Number one, answer promptly. Oh my gosh. So many people of our clients, don't have any kind of answering service or backup plan for when they're already on the phone when someone calls. Again, you start advertising and you're getting all these leads and you're getting all these phone calls. A lot of times, like especially like let's say you're a roofer and it rains, or you're an AC company and it gets hot out. Well, that day everybody magically needs a new AC or magically needs a new roof, and so they're all calling at the same time. So if you get, most of your revenue is going to come from closing those leads on the days when call volume is very high. And so one of the most important things you can do is have a good team of people who are answering the phone. Outsource if you have to. Use I think there's a ton of different types of like tools for to manage the calls after they come through. If you lose the call, if you let the call ring for more than 3 rings, the likelihood of you closing that new client is very, very small. That customer is probably going to hang up and probably going to call someone else. They're just going to go down the list until they get someone who answers. So answer promptly. Number 2, smile when speaking. Gosh, this sounds so cliche. I hate even saying this to you because I'm sure you're thinking, Eric, I know that. Everybody knows that. But the truth is, So many people don't do this. So many people forget to smile when they're speaking. They're having a bad day. Somebody was mean to them or cut them off on the way to work. And then they've just got, a big old sour grimace on their face. And when they're answering the phone, I can tell when I listen to the calls, I can just tell this person is having a shitty day and they're not happy. And I think if you just try your best to fake a smile, it's so much more difficult to come across as having a bad day. Highly recommend smiling while you're answering the phone or having your team smile. And if you come out there, if you're the boss and you come out there and you see a bunch of people not smiling, that's something you want to fix, because again, these are tips that I've seen actually have an effect on conversion rates. If you are smiling when you answer the phone, I would say, this is a total anecdotal number, but like 9 times out of 10, you're going to have a better chance with that person if you just pretend to smile. Pretend. All right. Introduce yourself professionally. Again, we work with a lot of home service contractors. We work with a lot of small businesses, and a lot of times, they've never like practiced what they're going to say. And so you get like, hello, or something like that, or yeah, and whatever. Or like, I'm in a place right now and I can't talk to you right now, so I got to come out in a minute. All this kind of stuff. What people want to hear is, thank you for calling Phil's Roofing. This is Phil. How can I help you today? Something to that effect is the best way to do it. And if you're doing anything else, if you're not answering with the business name in the phone call, you're really, again, you're not going to close as many deals. People are going to the customer. I'm deducing this, but the customer isn't going to trust you as a reputable business, especially if you're in home services or like a medical field, which again, that's where we generally focus. You are going to, you have to seem reputable. You don't want to, in a medical field, for obvious reasons, it has to be reputable, but in the home services too, your competition is filled with people that are like kind of drunk and smell like cigarettes and, cuss like a sailor. You probably maybe do all of those things, but you don't want to appear that way on the phone. It's super important that you greet everyone very professionally. Okay, let's go to the next one. Here I am waxing poetic. Number 4, qualify and record every lead. Don't forget to capture name and number and address if it's applicable, and like what they're looking for. Make sure that you log all of those, even the bad ones, because you can learn so much from the bad ones. You can learn so much from the people. Like if everybody's calling and asking about price, you can have a conversation about price. If everybody's calling and asking about, one of your competitors, you can potentially change your advertising strategy to kind of match their searches. Qualifying leads and tracking your leads and paying attention is critically important. And what's measured is managed. You'll find that anything you watch from me, I talk about that all the time. What's measured is managed. And that brings us to number 6, which I think is kind of along the same lines. How did you hear about us? Find out how this person called. What did they call from? Now, if you work with Next Level, we're already tracking all that stuff and we probably already know. But if you're not working with Next Level, and really even if you're working with Next Level, it benefits to ask them, how did you hear about us? Because what you're going to find out is that a lot of times they will say something that isn't necessarily the reason that we tracked that they got here. For example, if you are running Facebook ads, or you're running maybe you're just doing a great job with organic Facebook content, Instagram, Facebook, Meta content, you're publishing into the metaverse, and people are seeing them, and nobody's clicking your click to call button. Here's why. The reasons why is because they're actually searching for you instead, and they're coming up in your Google Analytics as organic traffic to the website, or organic clicks on your click to phone call. So by asking them, how did you hear about us? A lot of times you can find out that extra detail that actually, yes, they came through organically when it came time to call, but the reality is that they started via social media. And that's kind of a truth of any social media organic campaign. You never convert them there. This is how we find that sort of information out. You rarely convert with them on social media. You convert it later on organic search. Maximize each call. So this is another place where I see, again, tangible opportunity for increasing profit. You know, sometimes we'll have people, let's say, you know, it's an AC situation and someone calls and they're asking about a specific type of AC that you don't offer, a specific unit that you don't offer. A lot of times I'll hear them, no, we don't offer Daikin, and then they hang up. And you know, we're not a Ream distributor. Sorry, click. Well, yo, that is a horrible strategy. You just missed out on someone who, I'm sure there's a comparable product that you offer. What can you do to solve that problem? Make sure your people who are answering the phone know how to like kind of retrofit whatever you offer into the customer's needs, because there's a lot of times I see a lot of money left on the table because they're like, oh, they didn't, you know, oh, he was asking for a Saturday appointment, but we don't have any, so I just hung up on him. No, maybe you could schedule one on Monday. Maybe they would have waited. Maybe you could have convinced them, whatever. And, you know, don't leave that money on the table. Offer additional services, offer add-ons if they're applicable to your business, whatever you can do, but try to maximize every call. Provide affordable alternatives. A lot of times people will call and they'll say, no, I've got a $500 budget. And you say, well, it costs $5,000 with us. Click. Again, you're leaving money on the table. A lot of times you're leaving money on the table. A lot of times you can talk them through more affordable options. You can talk them through financing. Don't forget to offer financing. Oh my gosh, this is America. We love financing. People love to finance. Typically financing options, depending on your industry, but you get your money right away. So if you're not offering financing, figure out a way to offer it. I mean, DM me. I will share with you a few different options for financing so that you don't have to. Those are great for you because the customer works that out with the financing company and you get paid right away. And if your salespeople, if your person on the phone is not offering that to people when they call and they say, oh, I've only got a smaller budget than what you prefer, offer financing because that can increase conversion rates by a tremendous amount. It's a total deal breaker. In fact, I will add, my Google Ads person would say that actually even just offering financing on the advertising, just saying that you offer financing is more likely for you to get the click and thus more likely for you to close the deal. Okay. Finally, stay informed. Another mistake that I hear this all the time is not knowing the pricing, not having pricing info handy. This kind of thing is a great way to leave money on the table. If you don't have, that ideally you have kind of like a pricing sheet right there. But if you got to take time or if you've got to call them back to give them pricing, the likelihood of you closing that deal is it's just gone straight down. You keep that stuff handy near the admin, near the where your reception area, wherever you're answering the phone. Keep that stuff handy at all times so that your team can pick up that phone right away and they can feel confident and informed on your pricing. So in summary, answer promptly, smile when speaking, introduce yourself professionally, qualify and record every lead. Ask, how did you hear about us? Don't forget about that. Maximize every call with additional services. Provide affordable alternatives and stay informed. If you do these 8 things, you are going to convert way more of your leads. Your phone calls that come through, if you are doing these 8 things, I promise you will increase your conversion rates, meaning that the people that are already calling you, more of them will close. So it's a no-brainer. Do these things. All of them are free. All of them just cost the ability to, explain it to your team and a little bit of education. Go through this stuff. I should also say, we put together a guide, designed a guide. I'd be happy to email to you that you can print up and put on the wall. That's something that one of our outreach and prospecting tools, and we'd love to share that with you too. But yeah, these are the things you got to do. You do this, you're going to close more deals, you're going to make more money.